Welcome to the final segment of my love-filled online video class. This is the bonus tutorial, and essentially it's reserved for showing you this cute little bitty box made with the Petal card double punch by Stampin' Up. I can absolutely imagine someone's engagement ring arriving in something so cute and sweet, or one little candy, one of the little mini candy bars tucked inside, one at each place setting, or a little surprise. Absolutely darling, and another way to use the Petal card double punch. Let me show you how to make them. It's quite easy. I'm going to use I've already punched 3 of the Petal card double punches. You can see that it not only does it cut, it scores. And to be perfectly honest with you, I've had a problem with it not cutting all the way through and not scoring the final side, so I've got a great tip for you. When you put your cardstock into this particular punch, rather than punching at the back of the lever, punch right on the silver image. It works 100%. I always get 4 good scores and absolutely no little things that hang on to the end of the cardstock. Works like a champ. The next step is you cut off 1 petal on each one of these. So I'm using my paper snips, cutting off a petal. I think these are so cute. And then I'm going to attach each of them in a row. Oops. Line them up. And I'm going to use snail, but honestly, I think a prudent stamper would probably use something stronger. Like a sticky strip would probably be a little stronger. But it does stay together with snail. But I just find that snail is a little less sticky, which can be good if you're doing a project and need to pull things apart again. But if you want it sitting at a table, I don't want it over time to become a little looser or lose its shape. So, but I'm using it today for simplicity's sake of demonstrating to you how this works. I have all the ridges on this side because all these little tabs are going to go on the inside of the card, and I'm going to fold just like I normally do to the inside, mountain side in. Makes it a little cleaner on the outside. It is kind of important that these line up really well, because otherwise your box can be a little lopsided. So make sure you've got a pretty clean line right here when you're folding this in. Fold in all the scores. And then you can go ahead and fold this direction. And this last petal is going to be attached. Lined up. And then you're going to fold one at a time. First this one, that one, that one. And then, so you don't have to use any adhesive, you're going to carefully, very carefully, tuck this one in. So it makes kind of that little pinwheel effect. Isn't that cute? A suggestion, you can cut out a 1 inch by 1 inch piece of cardstock to tuck inside to kind of help it keep its shape so it doesn't shift. Just a little tip for you. I'm not going to do that today, but I did read that on Beth Alexander's blog, and it may be a good idea. So I'm going to do the same thing, fold one, the next one on top, the next one on top, and then this one I'm going to kind of sneak in and tuck inside to create my cute little top. Isn't that sweet? You might have to play with it a little bit, but by and large it's going to work out great. For the stamp image, I am going to use the Filled with Love stamp set. This is one of those stamp images. It's looks like this, February Heart 14. How cute. And I'm going to use my real red first. I always like to use the lighter color first. Oops, and the paintbrush end of my real red Stampin' Right marker to color the heart. And then I'm going to use the basic black in order to color the February. I just can't get enough of my markers. Make sure you've got everything covered. And you know what? If there's even a little piece missing, it's not worth fretting too much over. I'm going to be stamping this because there's a punch. I'm going to be stamping this on the end so that I can punch it easily. I always do on the right hand side because it's easier for me to punch because I'm right-handed. I'm going to huff a few times to get it to moisten evenly, and I'm going to stamp. Doesn't matter if it was crooked, I just sort of threw it down there and make sure that it's dry. And I'm going to use, this is one of the newer punches from Stampin' Up. It's a new oval punch. I will give you the dimensions and information on it after I'm done punching this guy out. Just to tell you more specifically, it is the 3/4 inch by 15/16 oval punch to be exact. And then I've also cut out a 1 inch square of basic black. And I'm going to grab a stamping dimensional. I don't think I ever do a project without stamping dimensionals. And pop it on there. Whenever I've got a dark surface like this and I can't see it, I'll put a black piece on something lighter just so I can see the edges and get it centered. You've probably figured that out, but that's what I like to do. No, it's just slightly off center, and I like things just so. So I'm going to move it. Happier with that. Okay, then I'm going to attach it using, again, a little more snail to the box. Pick a side, any side. I'll pick this one. If I were to do this over, I would have attached it before I did the top, because then I could have pressed from the inside and the outside. But it's not a huge deal. And then the last little touch. If you've read my blog, I love Stampin' Up's taffeta ribbon. I think it is the easiest one of all to work with. So I'm just going to kind of do a loose measurement of about how much I need. I just think it's easy to tie. It seems like I'm never fighting with it. With some of the stiffer ribbons, I find I can't get quite as clean a tie. But this is the real red taffeta, which actually I think was new this year, at least in this particular color. The ribbon's been around because I love it. So I'm going to hold that down, bring this around and through. There it is, come on. You know, that's not the most beautiful bow I have ever tied. I'm doing it again, because I can. And this die doesn't work. I'm going to quickly bring in my sample that I had probably cut a little bit longer length, and it was easier to do. Oh, I'm feeling much better about this time. I'm going to hold this one pretty steady and pull on that one. And I got a much better bow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So there, we've got one more of these sweet little boxes. Here's the collection. Aren't they cute? Thank you for joining me for this video tutorial class. It's always my pleasure to teach. I love it. I wish I could be there to personally show you, but hopefully you have found that my online classes are convenient ways to learn a little bit more about paper crafting and our mutual passion. Thank you. Bye-bye.